Minecraft's repair system is broken. It's expensive, confusing, and completely overshadowed by mending. It's an ancient mechanic that's barely been touched for years, and most players don't even bother with it anymore. So why are we talking about an anvil in a Dungeon Now Loading video? Because this isn't just a vanilla problem, it's an even bigger problem for our mod. There are three main issues. Repairs get too expensive, they push players into villager halls and XP farms, and dungeon specific items become a chore to maintain. All of this discourages players from actually using the gear they work so hard to obtain. That's why in this update we're introducing a new system, the Mending Table, along with new materials, tools, and an enchantment to tackle Minecraft's broken repair system. To talk about the Mending Table, we first need to go back to our previous two dungeons, the Labyrinth and the Temple of Duality. In these dungeons, we've added a new discovery. At some of the dead ends, you'll find glowing blue crystals called Durite clusters. Mining them drops a single piece of Durite. Durite can then be refined. Combine 2 Durite with Lapis to craft a Mendstone, an even more powerful material. With 2 Mendstone, obsidian, and some iron, you can craft a Mending Table. This new workstation is designed to solve the problems of the anvil's repair system. Place your damage tool and its native repair material inside, and you'll see blue bars that show how much durability is restored. The Mending Table always uses a flat repair cost and is more generous than an anvil. Durite and Mendstone can also substitute for any repair material. Durite restores 20% and Mendstone restores 50%. But if you mix them with the native material, you gain a bonus. Native plus Durite repairs 70% and native plus Mendstone repairs a full 100%. The gold bar represents that bonus, rewarding the players for combining a native material with one of the new resources. And that's the Mending Table. But there's one problem. You'll only find a handful of Durite and Mendstone in each dungeon. That makes them too rare to fully rely on. To solve this, we've added a new tool, the Mending Pickaxe. It's crafted from Mendstone, 2 Durite, and sticks. When you hold it near diamond ore, the ore begins to glow with mending particles. Mine it, and instead of diamonds, you'll get Durite. This makes Durite renewable, so once you've crafted the pickaxe, you can collect it anywhere, not just inside structures. We've also placed extra diamond ore in dungeon dead ends and rooms. Early game players can mine them for diamonds, while late game players can mine them with the Mending Pickaxe for Durite. This adds a layer of strategy. Save Durite and Mendstone for high value repairs like netherite or dungeon weapons, while cheaper materials are better off repaired with their native resource. Now the Mending Table isn't meant to replace the anvil. If you were actually fixing Minecraft's repair system, we'd apply those changes directly to the anvil itself. But since Mojang may choose to rework it one day, we've kept the anvil untouched for the sake of compatibility. Think of the Mending Table as an alternative path. The anvil and mending enchantments are still useful, especially once you've set them up. But the Mending Table gives explorers a natural way to keep their gear repaired just by adventuring. Even if you already have the mending starter kit set up, Mendstone can still save you the time of going back to the mob grinder just to fix your gear. If you prefer exploration, this table will quickly become your reliable option for repairs. Now let's talk about a new enchantment made for the Mending Table, Break Protection. With this enchantment, your item doesn't disappear when it breaks. Instead, it becomes an item scrap that remembers everything about the original tool. You can bring that scrap back to the Mending Table and fully restore it using Mendstone, Durite, or its native material. This permanently removes the fear of losing your most valuable gear. That's especially important in Dungeon Now Loading, where every dungeon rewards you with unique weapons, and we don't want that weapon lost forever the moment it breaks. Break Protection can be obtained from Enchantment Table or as loot from any Dungeon Now Loading structure, and to keep things balanced, it's incompatible with Mending Enchantment. In my last video, I showed off a block called the Preserver, which protects boss arena from breaking and being griefed. After that, a lot of players asked for a version they could use themselves, mainly to protect their houses and bases, or to set up their own combat coliseums for fighting. So in this update, we've added the Mending Chalk, player-friendly version of the Preserver. It's crafted from 3 Mendstone and 4 calcite and lets you draw glowing runes on block surfaces. Each rune protects a 21 by 21 by 21 area, but there's a catch. A single rune can only protect up to 160 blocks. As it reaches that limit, the chalk outline starts fading and you'll need to redraw it. The chalk itself has 15 uses, enough to draw 3 full runes. Mending Chalk doesn't work against bosses. For example, boars will still smash through chalk protected blocks. This way players can abuse reviews using the chalk to break boss fights like the Fairkeepers. And that's everything for this update. This video was different from our usual dungeon showcases since it focused on core features that impacted all dungeons. If you'd like to try out this update right now, you can support us on Patreon. Supporters get 1 month early access to the full update along with our Patreon only modded server, which runs HexNowLoading and other mods that work great together. Patrons who join during that time will get a golden repulsor skin, unlocked by right-clicking a gold block. It doesn't change the gameplay, but it gives a new coating to the repulsor. You'll also get access to behind-the-scenes content for the Temple of Duality, plus a sneak peek at the concept art for the upcoming 3% dungeon, drawn by our new artist Kekas. And for our highest tier supporters, you'll receive your own player statue, which generates at a rare chance in runes of the Temple of Duality. The statue's metal notch upgrades each month you support, from copper to iron to gold and finally diamond. Players can collect both the materials and the statue itself. All of these perks are available during the early access window. The update will be publicly released on November 1st. We also wanted to thank everyone who's supported the project since the last video. The amount of support on Patreon has been incredible and I truly appreciate it. That support also allows us to bring new people onto the team. For this update, Sammy handled the programming for a new mending system, and Kekas has been creating concepts for the mobs in the upcoming 3% update and beyond. If you enjoyed the video and want to help the project grow, please like and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts on the mending table in the comments. And that's everything in the Mendstone update. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.